The reason that people feel broke today is because the purchasing power of our dollar from 1970 to 2025 has declined by 87%. To put that into perspective, if you went over to your grandparents' house and dug up a time capsule in their backyard from 1970 and found a $100 bill, that $100 bill from 1970 would have to be about $800 today to have the same spending power. Another way to look at it is if your grandparents buried $1 million cash in 1970, they could have purchased 50 median homes in 1970 and built a real estate empire in cash, paid off, owned 50 homes. If they didn't invest the money and buried it in their backyard and you found it today, that $1 million can buy you 2 or 3 homes. But if they would have invested the $1 million over all these years, you would have a $20 million real estate portfolio that's paid off. But here's the interesting part when it comes to retirement for millennials and Gen Zs. And I don't want this part to depress anyone. I just want it to be for educational purposes. A boomer who has $1 million cash today in their retirement account, let's say they pull out $40,000 using the 4% rule. If we want the same spending power as 40K as the boomers have today, in 40 years, we're going to need $108,000, meaning we're going to need $2.7 million in our retirement to be equivalent to a boomer who has $1 million today. So if you're 30 and you want to invest for 40 years, we would have to invest $773 a month for 40 years, 8% return, let's say, reinvesting your dividends to end up with $2.7 million. So if you're not there yet and you can't afford that, start with 50 or $100, but we need to work our way up to have that kind of money. This is something that we need to think about for our futures.